What is going on, Grinders? It's Chief. It's Take Your Pick'em. We are back in the building. It's Tuesday, May 16, 2023, and we are here to break down the Pick'em slate with all of you fine folks and try to help you put some money in your pockets. Jay Steele, 1020. What is going on? Welcome as usual. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Should be a fun show. Should be an interesting slate. We got a little NBA today. We've got MLB going. And there's always esports going. There's always so many things going on in the Pick'em streets. I won't talk about everything every day, but I am very excited to get rolling today. Jay Steele says that the audio is echoing. So let's see. Hopefully, everything looks to be in order here, Jay Steele. Hopefully, we can get that rectified and hopefully it fixes itself. If not, please. Oh, he said that was him. Okay. I was like, man, what's going on here? So anyway, we're going to kick it off. You know how we do this. It's winning words of wisdom. And I've got a 2-for-1 today. As I was going through the inspirational quotes, these two really stood out today. I think they go hand in hand. They're by two different people. But this was from Robert Louis Stevenson. And he said, don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. And so as Robert Louis Stevenson said, I think that's so true. You know, a lot of times each day we're looking for the harvest. We're looking to gather the crops. We're looking to pick it up. But what we've got to do is make sure we're planting seeds, right? If we don't plant any seeds, if we don't do anything to improve day by day, eventually the harvest is going to run out. Now watch this. This is Warren Buffett. This is what he says. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Once again, I think those two quotes go hand in hand. I'm all about community. I'm all about helping others. And so I think the more that we can do to improve our society, to improve our culture, to improve the quality of life of others, it's going to be so rewarding for us. Love those two quotes today. And we are off. So it's time for a quick recap. So close to the sweep yesterday. I did have some good cards. Did really well yesterday overall, mixing and matching a lot of these plays around some other things. But on the season so far, a record of 26-23 for the month of May. Yesterday, our wins, Hunter Green, less than 17 pitching outs. We talked about the Hunter Green experience. I think we explained it perfectly. Would he get the strikeouts? Yes. Would he make it 6 innings? No. Hunter Green, 4 innings, 8 strikeouts, continues to come out in inning 1 on fire. Inning 2 struggles, but still gets a few Ks. Runs the pitch count up. He gets the Ks, but he's out. Freddie Peralta, this was a good one. 5.5 strikeouts, less than 5.5 strikeouts. Facing the St. Louis Cardinals, who don't strike out a ton. Finished with 3 or 4, I believe. And then Juan Soto killed the sweep for us. Had him at more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, or over fantasy points on PrizePicks. That did not work out. And Brad Keller did get rocked, so to speak, yesterday. I think Brad Keller walked 8 bats, only gave up 3 or 4 runs. Juan Soto could not participate in the RBI and hits category. Nevertheless, we are back, and we are coming through with more picks from PrizePicks, Underdog, Vivid that are available to you. Had a really good day on Vivid yesterday as well. Vivid and PrizePicks were really good on yesterday. Let's help you in the same manner. First up on the docket today, we've got Josiah Gray at 4.5 strikeouts facing the Miami Marlins, and we are going to go ahead and get that pulled up with the screen share and talk through some data. And of course, if you are riding in your car, do not fret. We will express the data points numerically, verbally for you so that you can at least hear what we are discussing. So we've got Josiah Gray. He is at 4.5 strikeouts, mostly across the industry. On Vivid, he was at 4.5 early. He was at 5. I think he's probably going to move a little bit here. May want to go ahead and get him in on PrizePicks and Underdog right now. He was still at 4.5 on Underdog as well, last I checked. So you want to go ahead and get in on that now. But he's facing the Miami Marlins. As we can see here, Miami Marlins really struggling at the plate in terms of overall K percentage. They have a couple guys. I'm not going to beat the drum about Luis Arias, but he won't strike him out. If he does, it's a miracle. But most of this team, 30% for Cooper, 28% for Soler, 32.5% for De La Cruz, 47% for Burdick in limited plate appearances, 23.5% for Fortes, and even 22.2% for Joey Wendell, who typically does not strike out a ton. Miami Marlins, once again, striking out a ton. We've got Josiah Gray. I don't like the XFIP at 5.01, but I think he's got enough upside to get it done here against the Marlins. Has a 20% K rate. And he's had a couple games here in a stretch, even against Arizona, which is a very low strikeout team. 6 strikeouts, 6 against Pittsburgh, 9 against the Mets, 3 against Baltimore, 3 against San Francisco. That's just kind of a last 5-game thing. But bottom line, I think Josiah Gray has enough. Is Josiah Gray going to give up runs? I definitely think he gives up a run, 2 or 3. Does he have enough juice to get the strikeouts? I think he does. And so as a result, at a projection of 4.5 strikeouts currently, he is at 5 on Vivid right now, so I wouldn't be investing on Vivid currently. I'd be investing on Underdog and PrizePicks, wherever you can get him at 4.5, a projection of 4.5. Those are the things, or those are the sites that we want to utilize right now. And let's hope he doesn't get the bump too soon, because I really want to get a couple more shares in of Josiah Gray against the Marlins. All right, next up on the docket. This one is one that I like because I think the projection is too low, okay? So we're going to attack something I think is too low. We've got Luis Castillo. He's at 5 strikeouts against the Boston Red Sox. Look, Boston's been fantastic. They haven't been striking out a ton. I think they're getting too much respect. We've got Luis Castillo here sitting at a 28.1% K rate on the season, 4.9% walk rate, 3.49 xFIP. He's pitching really well this season. And so we've got a Boston team. Look, I understand Verdugo 13%, Yoshida's 9%, Turner 11%, Devers 17%. But there are some strikeouts to be had at the bottom of the order. And as I like to say, low strikeout does not mean no strikeout. These guys do strike out at sometimes. Why can't it be today? I think at 5 strikeouts, I think this is a touch too low. So I'm going to attack Castillo here with more than the projection of 5 strikeouts. And we've got him at that, pretty much at that rate across the industry. I didn't check Hot Streak this morning to see where he is at. Hot Streak, he's probably at 5.5. And so you may be getting an extra multiplier on Hot Streak. I'm so sorry that I didn't check that prior to the show, but you're probably getting an extra multiplier on Hot Streak, or a higher multiplier, on more than 5.5 strikeouts. Hopefully that is the case. So as we look at Boston here, I'm going to get down and look at it. So Castillo, 25% K rate to lefties, 30% K rate to righties, throwing fastball, slider, changeup mostly, and then he's got a little bit of sinker here as well to lefties, 25% sinker to righties. So we're looking here, and we just want to break down the numbers and kind of show you. He's throwing his fastball about 95 miles an hour. That's his velocity there. And most of these guys have pretty good contact rates. 91% for Verdugo, 84% for Yoshida, 81% for Turner, 66% for Devers. So he's kind of the odd man out at the top of the group. 81% for Duran, 77% for Casas, 81% for Reyes, 60% for Valdez, and 77% for Reese McGuire. But we're going to go slider here. Obviously, this is his strikeout pitch. And as we get to the slider, we still see that some of these guys have pretty good contact numbers, but in the middle of the order there, a couple guys in the 70s, one at 63, one at 57, all right? And then we go to the sinker, and what we see is we still got pretty good contact rates, got a couple guys in the 70 range as well. Once again, this play is one that we're attacking because I think it's too low. Similar to yesterday, when we had Kirby at 4 strikeouts, we didn't talk about that on the show. That was one that we did incorporate into some of our builds on yesterday. Personally, we had Kirby at 4 strikeouts. And as I went through the day, I was looking, I said, man, I think this is just too low. Boston getting too much respect, ticking down guys that low. So Castillo, I definitely think he should have been at 5.5, not 5. So in my opinion, this is just, once again, a touch too low. We want to go more than the projection of 5 strikeouts for Luis Castillo. All right, moving right along. Guess what, folks? Don't change that channel. We're just going to the other side of this game. We've got Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta, 22.8% K rate on the season, 5.19 xFIP, walking guys at a 9.5% clip. Do I think Mr. Pivetta is going to give up some runs today? Absolutely. This team does have a couple power bats, but my goodness, folks, the Seattle Mariners have been striking out a ton. If you caught some of my PrizePicks videos yesterday that were outside of this particular show, you know that I like Tanner Hoke over 4.5, more than 4.5 strikeouts. He was able to put together that in a roughly 75 pitches or so. They pulled him early, so I was really glad that he was able to hit that projection or hit more than a 5.5 strikeout projection. Today we have Pivetta at 5 strikeouts, and I'm going to go more than that projection as well. I think there are too many strikeouts to be had in this particular lineup to not attack with Pivetta. Once again, look at this on the season. Pivetta, 28% K rate to lefties, 18% to righties. Listen, folks, giving up hard contact, giving up fly balls. Once again, I think he's going to give up some runs. But do I think he's able to get the strikeouts here? I absolutely do. And we look at these K rates from the Seattle Mariners. A couple of low K guys at the top with Crawford at the top at 17 and France at 9. Julio Rodriguez, 25%. Kalenic, 31%. Suarez, 25%. Cal Raleigh, 29%. Teoscar Hernandez, 33%. Trammell, 37%. Colton Wong at the bottom of the lineup at 19.8%, but he doesn't have a lot of power. I really think Pivetta can get it done today. He's going to need to get it done early. Once again, I think he's going to give up some runs. He doesn't get out of this unscathed. He'll hang a fastball and it'll go out of the park. But I also think that the strikeouts will be there, similar to what I think we've seen with Hunter Green on yesterday. Strikeouts will be there, but he will also give up some runs. So really excited about Pivetta today. I think this is a spot that we can definitely attack. All right, last but not least, we're moving to our last pick of the day on the sites. And this projection is pretty standard across all the sites. Vivid, Underdog, PrizePicks, Sleeper, you name it. He's pretty standard across all the sites. We're going to the Yankees game, and we have Gausman on the mound today at 6.5 strikeouts, a projection of 6.5. Yankees are definitely getting healthy, definitely bringing guys back. But here's the deal, folks. When I looked at these numbers this morning for Gausman, we're getting him at 6.5. That's a slight tick down. Probably would have come in at 7.5 if this team kind of had the B team lineup, no Judge, so forth and so on. 34% K rate on the season for Gausman, 2.63 xFIP on the season for Gausman, 3.6% walk rate on the season for Gausman. What I'm hoping is that we get some additional props for Gausman. So if we can get 1.5 walks, he's a guy where I'm going to take less than 1.5 walks in the game as well, in addition to his 6.5 strikeout prop. But because we don't have that available, we won't consider that an official tally. But I did want to put that one out. If you can get the 1.5 walks, I would absolutely be looking at taking it under for that particular projection. But he has a projection of 6.5 strikeouts on the day. We do have some strikeouts in the lineup, 27% for Judge, 21% for Rizzo, 26% for LeMahieu, 30% for Bowers, 28% for Volpe. The other guys are fairly low K rate guys, but when you get to dig in, folks, and you look at what he's throwing, so he's mostly throwing fastball, right? That's going to be his primary pitch, throwing about 94 miles an hour, right? We look at that. Contact rates are just okay. 69% for Gleyber Torres, 84% for Judge, 85% for Rizzo, 92% for LeMahieu, 76% for Bowers, 90% for Bader, 76% for Volpe, 76% for Trevino, and 75% for Cabrera. But, folks, the reason why I love Kevin Gausman is he's one of the pitchers, or one of the few pitchers, that's throwing the fastball splitter. Listen to me, folks. Look at these splitter numbers, and if you can't, I will read them off for you. The contact rates, I'll just keep it simple. There are only 2 guys in this lineup with a contact rate above 70. That's Anthony Rizzo, at 78%, and that's Waldo Cabrera at 75%. Everybody else is below 70, and mostly everybody else is 30-plus in the whiff rates. I love Kevin Gausman today. I'm not saying he's my top play on the board, but I think with these numbers versus the splitter, I think we're going to see the Yankees swing and miss a ton today. So with that being said, we're going to go through our recap, and we will get out of here. So first up on the docket today, Josiah Gray at a projection of 4.5 strikeouts, mostly across the industry. We want more than that projection. We've got Pivetta at 5 strikeouts across the industry. We want more than that projection. We've got Luis Castillo at 5 strikeouts across the industry. We want more than that projection. And we've got Kevin Gausman at 6.5 strikeouts. We want more than that projection. And if you can get the 1.5 walk projection, we want to take lower than that projection. But we want to include that in the official tally because that prop is not available to us at this particular time. Folks, you've been tuned in to the Take Your Pick'em podcast. Once again, let me get something in for you as well, because I think we're about to take this thing to the moon. And if you heard me talk about this yesterday, I believe that sunny days are definitely ahead, folks. Sunny days are ahead. And if you want sunny days, you need to check out Shady Rays. Does anybody remember Shady Rays? Come on, hop in the chat. Let's see if anybody remembers me talking about Shady Rays, because you get to kick off the new year with Shady Rays. They've got you covered from the sun to the slopes with premium polarized shades, customizable snow goggles, and much more. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company. They're going to offer world-class products just as good as any expensive pair that we've worn. Durable frames and extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. That's not all, folks. Shady Rays offers the most comprehensive insane protection plan in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by the lost and broken replacement policy. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after your purchase. With Shady Rays, you can look good and feel good. And to date, they have donated over 20 million meals to fighting hunger with Feeding America. If you don't love them, exchange them for a new pair or return them for free within the first 30 days. There's no risk when you shop with Shady Rays. Their team always has your back. Folks, if you want to get a beautiful pair of the Shady Rays sunglasses, this is exclusive for our listeners. Shady Rays is giving out the best deal of the new year. Go to ShadyRays.com. Use the code RotoGrinders. That's RotoGrinders for 50% off 2 pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try it for yourself with the company that has been rated by 5 stars over 2,000 people. Folks, we love you. Leave with your pockets empty. Come back and they'll be full. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.